Welcome at our sparkling conversation for the week. This week we've got Ilse Beukes, who's going to take us and give us a spark for the week. Thank you, Ilse.
Thank you, everyone. I'm so excited to be your host today, and thank you for allowing me. Today, we're going to talk about making better decisions and live with fewer regrets. And all the credit goes to Andy Stanley. So we all make decisions that we wish we can unmake. Isn't it true that most of our regrets are connected to the decisions we make? Wise people understand that life is connected, that my present will one day be my past, which will show up in my future. The decisions I make now will impact my tomorrow. The clearer you are about your future, the greater motivation you will have to make wise decisions. Now, I want us to be practical from the start. Let us all think of a situation that requires a decision that we have to make. So I'm going to give you a moment to think of a situation that requires you to make a decision. Please write it down in just a few words. Good. Now, there are 4 questions that you can ask yourself to make better decisions and live with fewer regrets. The first question, I'm going to talk about it. We will look at the content and then we will practically apply it. The first question is, am I being honest with myself? Really? If you need to sell it to yourself or need to justify or defend it, press the pause button and ask yourself, am I completely honest with myself? Really? Good ideas rarely ever need defense. Do I tell myself the truth or do I sell myself a regret? Truth will bring clarity and that will empower you to make the right decision. So let us now refer to the decision that you have to make. Please answer this truthfully. Am I being honest with myself? Really? Please write that down. The second question that we can ask is, what story do I want to tell? Every single decision we make becomes a permanent part of the story of my life. What story do you want to tell about your life? Decision by decision, we are busy writing the story of our life. Are lies or the truth the permanent part of my story? Let us live a story worth telling. Now, let us refer again to the decision that you have to make. Quickly write down in a few words, what story do I want to tell? Good, let's go on. The third question that we can ask ourselves, is there a tension or a negative stress that deserves my attention? Is there any red flag moment? Pay attention to the tension. What about this bothers you? Do not ignore it. Pause. Let it bother you. Face it. Do not excuse it. Ignoring tension will put you up for disappointment. Let us now refer back to the decision that you have to make and answer this question. Is there a tension or a negative stress that deserves my attention? I'm just going to give you a moment to write down. Good. We can look at the fourth question. For every opportunity and for every invitation, ask yourself this question: what is the wise thing to do? What is the wise thing to do? Referring to the decision that you have to make, I would like you to write down, just take this moment and write down, what is the wise thing to do? Good. Then, to end this session, I would like to read a quote from Michael Josephson. The choices you make in your life will make your life. So let us choose wisely. I would just like to recap the 4 questions that we looked at. The 4 questions that you can ask yourself to make better decisions and live with fewer regrets. The first question we looked at, am I being honest with myself? Really? The second question, what story do I want to tell? The third question, is there a tension or a negative stress that deserves my attention? And the last one is, what is the wise thing to do? I trust that these 4 questions will guide us with future decisions that we have to make, and that from now on, we can make better decisions and live with fewer regrets.